Hey guys, I'm Franklin Ausler and I'm co-owner of 2FITFITNESS. Basically, I'm a men's physique competitor, I'm a personal trainer. I do some online coaching, online training, and fitness is my life. So I involve everything around fitness for the most part. And today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do bench press, which is a compound chest movement for the pectoral muscles. And being a compound movement, it involves more than two muscles to complete this movement. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys and enjoy. Alright guys, so like I said earlier, I'm going to show you guys how to bench press. So I'm going to start with technique and how you should be positioned under the bench press before you start. So whenever you bench press, you want to have your feet planted on the ground so that you can get power drive out of your base. Once you get under the bar, your hands want to be around shoulder width. There's usually a line on every single barbell there is. There's usually two lines. You want to put your index finger on that line, depending on how tall you are. Go a little bit wider or maybe a little bit closer. It all depends on your wingspan and how it feels comfortable to you. So I'm going to start with 135, not too heavy, just to show you guys, to demonstrate properly on how to properly do this exercise. All right? Alright guys, so notice how when I bench press I wasn't slamming the bar on my chest. You never want to slam the bar on your chest because it's going to hurt your chest, and also it's going to put so much stress on your shoulders, and you want to keep all that tension on your chest. So I take it pretty slow, let my chest stretch all the way down, go all the way up, not to lockout position, again to keep the tension on the chest, and then I come right back down. So that's the proper way to bench press, and once you can move up from 135, just keep going heavier to build that muscle. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you now an isolation movement for chest called cable flies. And so this movement is basically to hit the outer parts of your chest and basically to build that little solid crease that you have there. So I'm going to go ahead and show you and then give you some tips on what to do and what not to do. So you're going to start here, keep your hands in, elbows bent, and all you're going to do is give someone a bear hug. Just like that, while squeezing and contracting your chest muscles. So you squeeze, contract, let it stretch all the way up, and then contract the muscle and squeeze it at the end. Let it stretch, contract, and squeeze. You should want to do that. You can always start your back or your chest workouts with that for about maybe 4 to 10 reps. It all depends on how you want to do it. And I recommend supersetting that with a few push-ups in between just to get your chest nice and warm, and then eventually go heavier for 4 sets of 10. So basically you don't want to come real wide, how a lot of people do it, like this. They come out here like this, and they're putting all that strain on their shoulders, and basically it's going to really mess up your shoulder because you're hyperextending it way too far and using it the whole way, and you're hardly hitting your chest when you do it like that. So when you put your elbows back, it puts all the stress and the tension on your chest to really go ahead and make that chest grow and to work your chest the best. Alright guys? Alright guys, so I'm going to show you a lower body exercise now, and it's called a back squat. So this exercise is going to hit your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes, but it's mostly going to focus on our quads, outer quads, inner quads. So number one rule of this, do not let your knees pass your toes when you go down on the squat. So you don't want this, you want to sit back on your heels, sit on it. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys here in a little bit faster motion with some weight on there. And here we go. So make sure you keep your feet shoulder width. If you're a taller guy like me, being 6'3", you're gonna have to go a little bit of wider stance to be able to go all the way down to the ground and go past parallel. And so here we go. guys, so that's how you do a back squat. And notice how I was going a little bit past parallel. When you go past parallel like that, it's going to hit more of your hamstrings because you're stretching out that muscle all the way to the ground. And when you go about parallel at a 90-degree angle, you're going to hit more of the quads, outer quads, and the inner quads. So remember that next time you're squatting. All right, I'm going to show you guys how to do a deadlift now. So this exercise is going to focus on our legs, primarily the quads, and our lower back. So basically, number one rule before you deadlift, always keep your head and your chest up. Do not round your back. Rounding your back is going to basically cause your spine to move out of proportion, which you don't want. And number one cause for back injuries is doing deadlifts without proper form. So you want to get a good stance, shoulder width, maybe a little bit further depending on how tall you are. You can go with the under overhand grip, basically to help you grip it to pull all the way back instead of just over. So I'm going to go with the over underhand, slide my hands outside of my knees and drop my butt down and stand all the way up. So I'm going to show you guys in slow motion and then a little bit faster. All right? So I'm going to get under the bar, over under grip, head and my chest up. I'm going to drive my heels to the ground and stand all the way up. So that's the slow motion. Here's a little bit faster. Alright guys, so that's a deadlift, and remember that hits your quads, a little bit of your hamstrings, primarily the lower back, and it's a great back exercise to always do every time you hit back. Alright guys, so I showed you a few different exercises and different techniques today. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about what goes beyond the working out aspect of really trying to live a fitness lifestyle or be healthy or fit. So nutrition is number one. If you don't have the proper nutrition, then you're really not going to get too far with just working out. Yeah, you might notice a few improvements, but you're never really going to be able to take your fitness to the next level without the proper nutrition. So basically, get your nutrition right, figure out what it is you're supposed to be eating. Eating less does not mean you're eating right. It just means you don't know what you're doing for the most part. But you should be able to still eat a lot, enjoy a lot of the foods that you still love, in moderation of course, and you'll definitely be able to see the results of your hard work and labor that you put into the gym. So go ahead and try out these few exercises and take what I'm saying about the nutrition and really consider that in your fitness program. So when you go on to the gym and you're doing things like that, after you don't just go out and eat junk or necessarily something that you shouldn't be eating, but you go and you feel your body for what it needs to improve from what you did in the gym. Thanks.